Another week, another team comp explainer, and this time we're getting up close and personal. We're talking Brawl. It's a long-time staple of European Overwatch and has been the go-to composition for many teams for many years. So if you're in need of a brush-up before Overwatch esports finally gets back into the swing of things, or you're just looking for ways to climb the Overwatch 2 rankings, you're in the right place. Before we go rushing in though, do us a favour, swing below the video and punch that subscribe button in the face if you want to see more vids like this from us. It's free and we'd love to see you around here a bit more. Now, let's jump into Brawl. For the basic comp, you're spoiled for choice as a tank, looking at Reinhardt, Zarya, Junker Queen or Ramatra. On DPS, you're looking at a Mei paired with a Sojourn, Symmetra or Reaper, depending on your outlook. And for support, you're looking at a Lucio paired with either Baptiste, Moira, or in some cases, a Brigitte. For the why and how it works, it's pretty simple. The comp runs at you and fights as closely as possible until you're dead. In terms of strengths, it's easy to position well, dominates close range, narrow maps like King's Row. It's hard to leave people on your team isolated because you're always together, and as a result, getting exposed to solo eliminations is pretty rare. For weaknesses, it struggles against the high ground, especially on maps like Gibraltar, struggles against long range compositions if they position well and keep the distance, and the comp often relies on a decent Lucio player to properly manage their cooldowns and keep the team speed boosted as well as healthy. Also known as Rush, a Brawl composition is a fairly dynamic team comp that always has the same goal. Run at the enemy team, get as close as possible, as fast as possible, and take them out. The tanks can be swapped out between a variety of choices, Reinhardt, Zarya, Junker Queen and Ramatra, with each tank adding a different style to the comp. Tank mains are always eating good when Brawl is in the equation. You'll usually see a Mei paired with a Reaper or Sojourn for DPS, or maybe even a Symmetra if you want to follow in the footsteps of the London Spitfires Overwatch League squad and teleport onto people to delete them from existence. And for support, there'll be a Lucio alongside a Bap or a Moira more generally. Now, if you want to get technical, which, to be fair, we do quite a lot, there is a form of Brawl with a Junker Queen put alongside a Brigitte and Zenyatta, utilising the AoE healing to keep people alive during a fight and Zenyatta's Orb of Harmony to give a priority teammate an extra boost. But it's not always the go-to comp when someone says, let's play Brawl. Now, to be fair, Brawl has seen a lot of variations over the years, with Overwatch 1 from Reinhardt and Zarya as a tank duo to Reinhardt and D.Va before evolving into the triple tank, triple support composition nightmare that is known as GOATs that anyone who played the game during that godforsaken time loves to hate. As a whole, the biggest strength of a Brawl comp is simply how it dominates close range encounters with its raw numbers. Combining it with how easy it is to position and how it's almost difficult to have someone on your team find themselves isolated, you can group up and become an unstoppable force when looking to attack. But it does come with some relatively large weaknesses. Every hero in the team struggles when fighting someone on the high ground, unless you have a Symmetra that can teleport you up to them, so maps like Watchpoint Gibraltar are an absolute nightmare for it. It'll also struggle against long-range compositions like Perk if they manage to play the distance properly, and it heavily relies on a Lucio that knows how to manage their cooldowns effectively in order to boost the team into a winning position. That also requires your tank actually knowing when you want to boost them, so comms, or at least telegraphing when you're ready to move, are essential. Obviously, Brawl is way more lenient with hero picks out of the two compositions, with each tank choice offering a different goal for the team, but playing your distance with a perk comp and rotating away from them just allows you to gradually melt them down and more often than not take away the win. Two of the ways you can beat a Brawl comp we've already basically mentioned. You either play a perk comp and position yourself in a spot where you can easily move away if they try to rush you, and if they're trying to teleport onto the high ground you need to be ready to destroy Symmetra's teleporter as fast as possible, or you can cut off the person who teleports first and get an easy elimination. Overall, Brawl is in a similar position to Dive, where a well-coordinated team will be able to make a tough comp crumble, and a team that doesn't talk will be quickly dismantled under the weight of their own poor comms. The London Spitfire are a prime example of this, as they managed to defy the odds and beat several teams that really, on paper, they should have lost to. It was their movement and positioning that left the rest of the league stunned. Everything offensively centering around Symmetra's teleporter. The most common play for the Spitfire was to send all 5 of their players through, use Baptiste's amplification matrix, and pair that with Bastion to just melt teams in seconds. This kind of play punishes any sort of hesitation or untimely rotations, and if you have a 5-stack, it's well worth a try to replicate. Just remember not to leave half your team behind and get yourself stuck half a map away with an enemy stuck between you, and you'd be fine. In your ranked games, a solid Brawl comp has always seen success on maps like King's Row and Lijiang Tower, and will always be something worth trying if you're stuck for ideas and just want to get back to basics. At the end of the day, what's more fun than getting stuck into a team fight with your mates? Thanks for watching. Don't forget to take a swing at the like button if you enjoyed and found our little explainer vids useful. Stay tuned for more of those in the future, and while you're with us here at GGRecon, you should check out these videos here.